Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is at this point. But happy Thanksgiving. Today's Thursday, November 28th. It's Thanksgiving Day, and this is the Bad Iron Podcast. But I'm hoping and praying that each of you doesn't have any bad iron today. We're all rooting for thankfulness, gratitude, on this Thanksgiving Day, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day. This is going to be a quick run through of just a few things, and then we'll have a little bit more later because there are some amazing things going on this weekend, both in the land of sports and just in the world in general. But I hope everybody's being fat and lazy today, enjoying whatever food you like on Thanksgiving. Um, I've already had my Thanksgiving. It was a Friendsgiving. I think I mentioned that on the last podcast. It was this past weekend. Made my traditional turkey in the oven, smoked a turkey as well, turkey breast. So we had both options there. Made my mom's amazing stuffing, aka dressing recipe, which I'm not going to share on this podcast. It's a secret, family secret. Not that difficult, not that challenging, but delicious nonetheless. Little sweet potato casserole, little green beans, little hash brown casserole brought to you by Jeff Langley, his special recipe. A few other things, and a lot of fun with some friends over at the house. May got a little out of control late in the evening as I was getting a little slap happy. That's what we're going to call it, slap happy, later in the day. But we had a good time, had a fire going outside. Now it's freezing here in Nashville, Tennessee. But that was my Thanksgiving. So today, no turkey, no dressing for me. Gonna have a little halibut and shrimp with my wife tonight. She had to go to work, unfortunately, so that sucks for her. Beth um, is the only one, it seems like, at her business today that's not sick. So hopefully everybody out there is nice and healthy, not sick like some of Beth's coworkers today. And knock on wood, if I had any nearby, as you can see, I'm on the beach. I wish. No wood nearby, but hopefully she comes home clean of any germs so that we can enjoy our fish dinner tonight. We're going to eat healthy after eating bad this past weekend. So it's a healthy meal for us tonight with the halibut and shrimp and maybe a few vegetables. But caught me to thinking about one of the things I wanted to put, I'm going to put on my Twitter account. If you have time, go out to Bad Iron Podcast on Twitter. I'm going to put a couple of polls out about Thanksgiving. The one I put out a couple of weeks ago was about side items, but I think a lot of people make turkey a different way, and a lot of people make different, I guess, proteins for Thanksgiving. Sometimes ham. It's not always turkey, but what's the way you make your turkey, or what's the way you traditionally do it? I'm going to put a little poll out there. Go take a vote. I've only done myself baked or smoked. I've never deep fried a turkey. Maybe you have. Seems a little dangerous to me, even though I have no experience in it, so I probably would burn the deck down, knowing me. So it's probably not a good idea for me to do a deep fried turkey. But I hear it's amazing and juicy. This was the first year I did a brine. I usually don't brine my turkeys. I'm not sure if it made a difference or not because I use my mom's turkey recipe as well, and it always turns out really good. The one thing I learned this year, though, if you brine a turkey, it cooks a lot faster. Did not know that. My turkey was done, the one in the oven was done 2 hours before I would normally expect it to be done, cooking just at 350 degrees. And it was a 14-pound turkey, 15-pound turkey, done way before I expected it to be done. So if you're brining a turkey out there, if you brine your turkey, just keep in mind it's going to cook faster. I guess I should have Googled that. I don't know the ins and outs of what a brine does to meat. I guess someone out there could tell me, but maybe it softens the meat or something. I don't know what it does, but I do know it cooks faster. And then I went out and looked it up, and sure enough, if you brine it, it does cook faster. But I didn't learn that until after, but still turned out good. But how do you make your turkey? I'm going to put that out there on the Bad Iron Podcast Twitter account. I want that to see how you make your turkey. I'd like to understand, I'd like to know if there's any other way you do it besides the three main ones of baking, roasting, smoking, or I guess the other way would be deep fried. So put that out there. We'll vote on it today, see what you got. We got a few football games we're going to go over. NFL today. There's a lot of basketball today with tournaments, which should be fun to watch. But we're going to focus on the football games here in a minute. But also, obviously, obvious question is, what are you thankful for? So I may put that out there. I think it's good to see what people are thankful for. Obviously, there's the obvious ones that we're thankful for, but I would like to hear what's the weirdest thing you're thankful for. I think that would be a good question. So take out family, take out health, take out roof over your head. Take those three out. I'm going to put a Twitter poll out for that as well. But I'd like to see, what are you thankful for other than the obvious things? So we'll see. We'll see what you got out there. But I don't have much more to say about Thanksgiving. I hope everybody that's listening, you're probably, like I said, family or friends of mine. I'll have another longer podcast later to talk more about things, but hopefully you're having an amazing day today, or you've already had an amazing day and already had your turkey and sausage or whatever you're going to cook today. But we got a game that's getting ready to start. The Lions and the Bears. The games today, in my opinion, are pretty awful. So if you abstain from listening today, I understand. I don't like any of the games today, but just thought I'd do a quick run through each one. We got the Lions facing the Bears at 11:30 Central. We got the Giants and the Cowboys this afternoon, and then Dolphins Packers tonight. Before the season, these may have looked like good games on paper, but right now there's really none of them that I'm excited to watch. We also have a college football game tonight where Tulane plays Memphis, and that's an interesting matchup because I really like Tulane this year. And I would love to see them somehow sneak into the playoff, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But let me just tell you, John Summerall, coach at Tulane, I've mentioned him already on this podcast. He won't be coaching at Tulane next year. He will be getting a lot of offers if he's not already. So be on the lookout for that. Guy's an up and comer. He came through the Kentucky system, knock on wood. Maybe he'll be back there someday, but Tulane plays tonight as well. The first game, the Lions are only 9.5 favorites against the Bears. I'm not sure why it's only 9.5. Maybe because it's an early game, and the early games on Thanksgiving are usually slobber knockers. But I don't see how the Bears stay within 10 points. And I really hate favorites of more than 6 points in the NFL. I'm taking the Lions minus 9.5. They're rolling everybody right now. The Bears have played a couple of good games at home the last couple of weeks, but they don't have the firepower on either side of the ball to stay up with Detroit. It's a rivalry game, kind of. It's on Thanksgiving. Detroit used to always lose on Thanksgiving, but have done quite well in the last 6 to 7 years on Thanksgiving against the spread. I think Detroit could win this ugly today. When I say ugly, they might win by a lot, but I just think it's going to be an ugly game. They usually tend to be on Thanksgiving anyway, on the short week, playing during the day on a holiday. Give me Detroit covering 9.5. It started at a little bit more than that. It's come down some, so that's a good thing in my opinion. Hopefully Detroit just rolls, and Chicago may have trouble scoring today if Detroit brings it. Giants, Cowboys, who knows? Can you even name the quarterbacks for these two teams? It's Danny DeVito, and I don't even remember the guy's name for the Cowboys. It's not Dak Prescott. It's of course, it's Kareem Rush. I know that's not their first names. It's not Danny DeVito, although Danny DeVito just turned 80 the other day. I love him in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Shout out Always Sunny in Philadelphia. DeVito versus Rush today. Nobody would have predicted that probably at the beginning of the year. This is going to be another ugly game. Who knows which team's going to show up? Dallas actually showed up last week against Washington. I think Dallas probably continues that momentum. I think the Giants are really bad, and it's 3.5 spread. So I'm taking Dallas again. I hate taking favorites, but I'm taking Dallas again. as another favorite today. That's 3.5 favorites against the Giants. I just think the Giants are going to have a hard time scoring, even though the Cowboys defense has been a little iffy. It's just, I think this might end up 13-9, or something like that. But we shall see this afternoon. But that's what I'm going with in this game. The game tonight is a little more interesting and can be a little more, can have a little more intrigue to it, we shall say. The Dolphins, who still have a chance at the playoffs, have Tua back. They're 5-6. So they have a chance, outside chance of making a wild card spot in the playoffs. They have a really tough schedule, and it kind of starts today at Green Bay. Green Bay has been a little bit of a disappointment to a lot, including Jordan Love being a little bit of a disappointment with all the interception he's thrown. I think he's thrown about 11 interceptions this year, similar to Patrick Mahomes, who has also been disappointing in that category. But Packers are at home. Think the snow moved out, but it's going to be cold. I don't like Tua in the cold. I don't like Miami on the frozen tundra. Green Bay's also a 3.5 point favorite. I'm taking another favorite. And I'm taking Packers to win by more than 3.5. This might be a lot more exciting game. We'll see if the Dolphins offense can put up points in the cold weather. They probably will. It's a little bit cold for Tua, but we'll see what he can do today. Tyreek's used to playing in the cold from Kansas City. But the other play I'm going to do, the other option is just to take those three teams on the money line and parlay it. Pays about plus 185. So you almost double your money if all three home favorites win today. So that's my backup if they don't cover the spread. I'm going to take them all to win as a parlay. The other one is a fun game to watch if you don't want to watch these boring NFL games. Is Tulane and Memphis tonight. Means a lot in the AAC standings. Tulane not even going to touch the spread on this one. I believe they're a 13.5 point favorite. But what I like is Tulane, just Tulane over 37 points. Memphis can't stop anybody. Tulane has not been stopped by anybody. I'm a little iffy on what the spread with Memphis being able to score. I also like the over in the game, but I also think Tulane's defense may be good enough to shut down Memphis. So I just think Tulane over 37. It's at plus, I believe it's at plus 180 also. So you're almost doubling your money if you get them over 37. That way, if they get to 38, that much too common number, then you get the W. Those are my plays for today. I'll be back a little bit later, either later today or tomorrow morning. I think the slate of college football this weekend is amazing. The Chiefs also play tomorrow, a weird Friday game against the Raiders. I don't know how that's going to work. First time ever, I believe, that the NFL is played on the Friday after Thanksgiving. I won't be shopping. I'm going to be avoiding the crowds. I'll be shopping at home on my computer and watching games and hopefully eating some leftover halibut or leftover turkey. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. The next episode will be a little more fun, a little more entertaining, but happy Thanksgiving. Have a great one.